are doing this, we feel we have no choice but to speak directly to the Israeli public. The government continues to lie to the public and tell them we are not refugees and we are making trouble. The Israeli government wants us, to the public, to fear us. The Israeli government wants us to fear us. If you are afraid of someone, you want them to get away. We want to say to the Israeli people, don't be afraid of us. We are not coming here to harm you. We skipped wars. We are not your enemy. We only ask that you give us a shelter till we can go back to our home. Okay. I would like to pass my friend from Eritrea, the Merit, the next speaker.
Thank you, everybody. My name is Zamret. I'm from Eritrea. I have been living in Israel for the last 6 years. Thank you again. We demand from the Israeli government to stop arrests and release our brothers from the prison in the middle of the desert. We call on you to stop the anti-infiltration law. Our brothers in prison are on hunger strike. They are fighting for justice. They shouldn't be in prison because they are only refugees. They are not criminals. They call us and tell us that they are suffering. Some people there are sick. There is no medical attention for them. Recently, Israel stopped renewing our visas and started sending people to the prison only because their visas are invalid. Our friends, some are fathers, have been sent to prison. Their wives are now at home with their kids. Imagine, how could it be to be separated from your family, from your father, from your mother, a child, and put you in a prison? The world is witnessing this. The government is saying, clearly it wants to put us on us pressure and make our lives miserable until we sign what they call the voluntary return. And they really know what's going on in the back home. The Israeli government doesn't understand that it's dangerous for us to go home. Israeli Minister of Interior said recently that they are checking our asylum requests. This is a lie. It's a lie. They didn't check us. It's a lie. They don't check our asylum claim in a fair and honest way. No Sudanese, no Eritrean person in Israel has received yet any refugee status. Okay. Are they saying none of us are refugees? Are we all liars? Are we all liars? Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu continues to call us infiltrators and to say we are not refugees without really checking us. The Israeli Ministry of Foreign Affairs came out yesterday with an announcement that justifies the cruelty policy of and continues their lies. Thank you very much. Our next speaker is Musa from Central African Republic.
First of all, thank you very much for coming and good evening everyone. My name is Musa Abdullahi from the Central African Republic. I have been in Israel for the last couple of years, about 6 years almost. Today we are turning to the international community for help. So we say, please don't leave us alone. Help us to speak to the Israeli government and remind the Israeli government what needs to be done for this issue. It has to respect our rights, our human rights, and of course, our refugees' rights. The Israeli authorities claim that in Holod prison, in the desert of course, we will get our basic needs. What does that mean, our basic needs? What it means to them is that we are going to get food and water. But what about our liberty and freedom? What about our human dignity? What about our hopes for the future as a human being we are? What does the Interior Minister, Gideon Sa'ar, want exactly? He intends to put us in the prison, in what's called detention center, open detention center, for the unlimited period of time without trial, without any hope for the future. He wants to put us in this cage. We will not let that happen. The UNHCR is the agency that is responsible for refugees. We ask them to remind Israel that a refugee is also a human being. And to remind them also that a refugee has rights too. It is not enough just to give someone food and water and put it in the detention center for the unlimited period of time without any kind of human dignity. So far, unfortunately, the UN has disappointed us. Since 2009, the UN in Israel passed all the responsibility to the Israeli government and stopped helping or assisting any refugee, women and men, even children. Today we call the UN in Israel and in Geneva not to leave us alone, please, this time, in this struggle specifically. Because your silence is also part of the responsibility for the current situation happening today in Israel. Don't stand on the side, just on the side and watching the government in Israel is sending us in the detention center for the unlimited period of time and not doing anything and humiliating us, and you are not doing anything. You have to take an active and constant role in this process of checking every single claim, asylum claim in Israel, in a real justice, fair, honestly, that accord to the international standard. One by one, every single claim. That's what we ask the UN to do. Many countries in the world deal with refugees, not only Israel. There are many wars in the world, as we all know, and there are so many refugees in the world. It is duty for any country that signing this agreement, in this convention for the refugees' right, to respect that and to take its responsibility to solve this situation. So every country, we ask every country now in the entire world, we ask also the United Nations to be part of this and take an action and responsibility to solve this issue. And now, we have no time to wait. There are people are suffering in the detention centers. There are women, single mothers now, because their husband are arrested simply because they are refugees in Israel. They are suffering there, and the women are being single mothers without divorce, of course. Just because they are in Israel, they claim asylum. So please, we have no time to waste. It is time now, and we ask the entire world to take its responsibility to solve this issue. Thank you. We call our sister Sumaya to continue.
Hello, those who join us now. We are in a press conference of the African refugees in Tel Aviv that are struggling for their freedom. They are now in the middle of a strike and announcing their next steps. This is the English part of the conference.
Hello everyone. Thank you all for coming. My name is Sumaya Nede. I am from Sudan, Darfur. I have been here in Israel for 3 years. I want to tell you all about the protest from our side. We say again, the struggle is a peaceful struggle. They are trying to present us as violent and dangerous. We made greatest efforts in the last days to organize and show that we are a community that respects the law. The frustration and the fear is what made us go out to the streets. When we saw our brothers walk from Olot facility in the desert all away to Jerusalem, we know we had to act. We are tired and under a lot of pressure, but we have no choice. Everyone asked about the leaders. There are no leaders. The community is the leaders. We all decide that we cannot continue suffering. We cannot wait for someone else to help us. We are helping ourselves. We believe in democracy. The community decide together. We sit here today as a representatives of our community. They asked us to come and speak to you. We started the streak on Sunday and we will continue. In the last days, communities decided together to help to stop the strike. We have no problem with the employers. We thank employers who support us. We saw how the key employers in Israel, from hotels to restaurants, all spoke about the strike. The working hands of the asylum seekers are important to Israeli markets. But you must understand, we have nothing to lose. Israel is making us to choose between prison or danger of death at home. Only today, the media report the story of a Sudanese friend who went back to home country, Sudan, in this summer. The Sudanese authorities went after him and his wife and his children. He is now again refugee in another country. We had demonstration in Rabbin Square by embassy and the UNHCR office in Tel Aviv. UNHCR in Tel Aviv is also criticizing Israel, and the media in the world is telling our story. We know we are not alone. We have support from all over around the world. We don't ask from too much from Israel. Israel signed a refugee convention, so it needs to respect it. We say, check our asylum claim. Check if we are refugees or not. Look what's happening in Sudan, what's happening in Eritrea. The situation with the human being right there. The Israeli government happening, but looking the other way. The government keep lying. The Israeli helped write the Refugee Convention in 50s. That state of Israel was one of the first to sign it. The Israeli leaders today are not respecting the convention. I call on the Israeli government. I call on the Israeli government, if they don't respect the Refugee Convention, please remove your signature. We will call on the Israeli government. Speak with us. Please speak with us. Netanyahu and Zair, meet with us, please. Let's talk together. We want a direct dialogue with the government. A dialogue with a government to talk. We have a voice. We have a voice. Sit with us and talk about the solution that will work for everyone. The solution that will work for everyone. Speak with us. Please speak with us. The community is planning to protest into Jerusalem to present our demand to the government and to invite it to speak to us and find a solution. We hope that Israeli police will allow the march. I would like to thank the Israeli police for their help in the last days. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, everyone. תודה רבה לכם. עכשיו בזמן השאלות. It's time for questions.
There will be questions now in English and maybe also in Hebrew.
You said that you're going to continue the strike. Do you know what is planned and when you're going to Jerusalem? Or what else you can tell us about it?
Okay. Okay, what's the question? Can you repeat it?
Yeah, you said the strike and the protest will continue until further notice. Can you tell us more about what is planned and when you plan to go to Jerusalem to submit your demands?
Sorry, pardon, we didn't hear you.
Okay, I'll go for it.
Thank you.
Plan for today, for now, I plan to march to Jerusalem.
Today?
Not today. The plan is tomorrow to walk to Jerusalem, and that's the plan for today. But the coming events will come accordingly.
What exactly do you do when you get to Jerusalem?
As I mentioned before, when we get to Jerusalem, we want to give official to the government sit with us and listen to our individual cases.
אפשר לשאול בעברית?
כן, בבקשה.
אתם לא מפחדים בשלב מסוים שהמחאה הזאת תהפוך לאלימה?
Aren't you afraid that in one stage this struggle will become violent?
Okay. תראה, כשהתחלנו את השביתה בהפגנות, אנחנו יודעים שזה קשה וזה מסובך, אבל בגלל שאין לנו מה להפסיד יותר, לא מפחדים ממה שיקרה לנו, כשלא יקרה לנו משהו יותר גרוע ממצב שאנחנו נמצאים בו עכשיו. לא יכול להיות יותר גרוע מזה. ואז אנחנו ממשיכים קדימה, וכמו שאמרנו בהתחלה, השבתות שלנו, בהפגנות שלנו,
ההפגנה, אין מה להפחית ממש המצב שאנחנו נמצאים בו. אנחנו ממשיכים וממשיכים עד שיהיה הצעות, עד שיהיה תשובה מהממשלה או חברי כנסת. אף אפריקאי פליט שנמצא בישראל, מאז שהתחלנו הפגנה, לא מפחד, ואנחנו לא הולכים לשום עבודה עד שיהיה לנו איזושהי תשובה או פתרון מהחברי כנסת. אז אנחנו ממשיכים בכוח, בחזקות ועם כל האנשים שלנו בשלום, ומה שאנחנו נותנים עכשיו, שאנחנו, יש לנו כבוד, אנחנו הולכים לפי הסדר והכל בסדר עכשיו.
Robert Tate from the Daily Telegraph. Many of the people I've spoken to today say they're from Darfur region of Sudan, and when I asked them why they've come to Israel, they said that we are survivors of genocide. Do you have any message, if and when you meet the government of Israel or its representatives, about that, the significance of that to Israel, to the experience of the Jewish people with the refugee status and genocide?
Look, one of the reasons we made our way to Israel is because of the history, not because of the same history, but there are very similar points. But then again, we got disappointed when we crossed the border and made our way to Israel. We found everything is completely opposite, but that has nothing to do with the Judaism. We're talking today about Israeli leaders. The leaders of today are not meeting the demands of the history, or they're not dealing with the refugees according to the Geneva Convention. And we're just disappointed, and we asked them for many times that we're genocide survivors, and they need to give or to learn from history and to deal as according to Geneva Convention. But nothing changed. That's why we're demonstrating today.
How many people do you think, or are you going to try and get to go to Jerusalem? And who would you expect you might be able to meet from the government? Who do you want to meet from the government?
Okay. I think that every single African, every asylum seeker in Israel is determined to take any action necessary to achieve our demand. We will use every to deliver our message directly to the government.
אתם פונים היום לממשלה ולכנסת, למנהיגים, למקבלי ההחלטות בישראל, אבל הם כבר אמרו, הם כבר דיברו על ההפגנות ודיברו על השביתות, גם נתניהו, גם גדעון סער, הם אמרו שזה לא יעזור והם ימשיכו, אז השאלה היא, בעצם השלב הזה להערכתי כבר פה, זאת אומרת הם כבר אמרו שהם לא מתייחסים לזה, לא יעזרו השביתות ולא יעזרו ההפגנות. איך אתם מתמודדים עם האמירות האלה ומה אתם מתכוונים לעשות אם זה לא יעזור באמת?
How are you dealing with the government that is ignoring your demands and saying that it won't influence their policy?
הם יכולים להגיד שאנחנו מהגרי עבודה, אנחנו מסתננים, אנחנו פושעים, יכולים להגיד משהו שהם יכולים להגיד, משהו שבא להם, אבל והם אמרו שהם שבדקו אותנו, שאנחנו לא פליטים. יש פה, אנחנו מדברים על 57,000 מבקשי מקלט. יכול להיות כל 50,000 אלה משקרים,
אין מישהו שצודק, אין מישהו שהוא באמת מ-57,000 שמגיע למקלט. אנחנו יכולים להגיד שזה, אבל אנחנו נמשיך, יש לנו עוד שלבים ועוד שלבים עד שנגיע לסוף, ואני מאמין, וכל הקהילה וכל האפריקאים מאמינים בסוף שאנחנו נצליח.
בהמשך לשאלה, אז לאור המחאה שלכם כרגע והשביתה וכל מה שאתם עושים, האם אתם אומרים לאנשים בכל הקהילות לא ללכת לחולות? אנשים קיבלו זימון ללכת לחולות. האם אתם אומרים להם ללכת לשם או לסרב ומה שיהיה?
אנחנו לא אומרים לאף אחד שלא תלך לחולות. אנחנו אין לנו מנהיגים. כל אחד מחליט לבד. כל אחד עושה משהו שבא לו. אף אחד לא מחליט, אף אחד לא אומר לאחד תלך לחולות, תלך למשרד הפנים ותעשה את זה. כי אין לנו מנהיגים. אף אחד לא דופק לאחד את הדלת ואומר לו תצא להפגנה. כולם מחליטים לבד. מישהו רוצה ללכת לחולות, בבקשה. אבל אנחנו לא אומרים לו שתלכו לחולות, אל תלכו לחולות. מישהו לא רוצה לצאת להפגנה, בבקשה. כי אין לנו מנהיגים, כי כל האפריקאים מחליטים לבד. אני מחליט לבד, אני ואשתי בבית, אשתי מחליטה מה שאני מחליט מה שאחר.
אם אתם ממש פליטים, למה 90% של החברה שלכם זה גברים בגיל צעיר?
שאלה טובה.
If you say that you're refugees, how come 90% of the population here is young men?
הרוב הם גברים, אתה צודק. ויש לנו את האנשים שהם גם במקומות אחרות, אבל השלטון שאני מדבר כאריתראי, השלטון שהוא שולט באריתריאה, הרוב שהוא רודף אחרי הדברים, וכל המצב הקשה, זה יורד, כאילו, זה פוגע בגברים. אני מדבר על ה-70%, אבל יש לנו גם נשים. וגם שהגברים שהם נמצאים פה, שלא נראה אותם ככה שהם לא נשואים, שאין להם ילדים. גם הם נשואים ויש להם ילדים, אבל אין להם ברירה, הם לא יכולים להביא את הילדים שלהם לכאן, והם לא יכולים לחזור, הם השאירו את הילדים שלהם, את המשפחות שלהם שמה, בגלל השלטון שהוא שולט באריתריאה, ובאו לכאן. אם הייתה ברירה אחרת, אם היה דרך אחר, אני רוצה להתפגש עם משפחתי.
אני אוסיף משהו. תראה, עזוב את אם גברים או נשים או ילדים. אנחנו דוגמה פה. פשוט לבדוק שאם באמת אנחנו מחליטים או לא. אנחנו דוגמה, תבדוק איתנו וזהו. זה דוגמה פשוט. עוד שאלה?
Could you just tell us a little bit about the hunger strike, which you were talking about, as one of your colleagues spoke about in the detention centres? How many people are involved, and how long the hunger strike is going on, and how long they all continue the hunger strike? Just 1 second.
Can you say it again, please?
Could you tell us more about the hunger strike at the detention centre, and how many people involved and how long it's been going on?
Our brothers in prison are on hunger strike until they got their freedom, with solidarity with their community here, and they will continue to strike.
How many though? How many people are we talking about?
I need to add something about this question, Nora. It's not a simple thing. The only problem there is, even there is no medical care over there, and if someone is sick, this this camp, no one is care over there, and it becomes worse and worse. And the only thing, such a huge number of African refugees are making a demonstration, not only to make a demonstration for those who are here. Even for our brothers, they are suffering in this Cholot or wherever in this camp. So till we give them a freedom, or till we give them, till we get a solution from the Knesset member or from the government, they will stay here. And approximately, not sure, but somehow for 2,000 people will be suffering there. And because of that, we will continue very strongly, and we can never stop till we get a solution at all.
Yeah, I can add something. These people who are in prison, they are already for more than 2 years without any charge, without trial. It's not only that arrested within the last few weeks. We have a lot of refugees.
And I want to ask about this question also. We have estimated number around like 130 people who are on hunger strike, and it's really open. We don't know when they are going to stop, but for sure until they get what they demand. And that's it. And we ask like the International Red Cross, if possible, to go and check about their health.
More questions? Okay, so I think that there was a press conference. I'd like to tell you that we have some slides and some information there if you want to know more about Sudan, Eritrea, some other countries in the door there. And also we want you to accompany us to Whiskey Park, join us on the demonstration, and see how people are acting with the what do they think about the current situation?
Yeah, we're gonna...
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
אנחנו צרפנו אתכם לשידור החי קצת בסוף מסיבת העיתונאים, תוכלו לראות אותה מוקלטת עוד מעט. המסיבה התקיימה בעברית, את החלק הזה החמצתי, אחר כך היא גם התנהלה באנגלית ובסוף היו שאלות. תוכלו לראות את זה מוקלט. ההצהרות בגדול, אנחנו לא הולכים להפסיק, המחאה שלנו לא אלימה, יצטרכו להקשיב לנו, אנחנו פונים לעולם ודורשים שיסייעו לנו, ואנחנו דורשים גם מממשלת ישראל 3 דרישות מאוד פשוטות: אל תכלאו אותנו, תכירו בנו, אפשרו לנו להתקיים כל עוד אנחנו כאן, אנחנו בני אדם, אל תתייחסו אלינו כפושעים. זה המסר שחוזר וחוזר, וסליחה, והצעד הבא למחזים זה שממחר כנראה מתכוונים לעלות לירושלים בצעדה המונית של אלפי פליטים ולהפעיל לחץ שם עד שבקשותיהם יענו. יש לנו זמן, המצב שלנו קשה גם ככה, אין לנו מה להפסיד, אתם שוללים לנו, אתם רק מפעילים עלינו עוד ועוד לחץ, שוללים מאיתנו את הוויזות, קולעים אותנו, לא מאפשרים לנו לעבוד כדי רק לחיות, שיהיה לנו אוכל. זה לא יכול להימשך כך, אנחנו ניאבק כי אין לנו מה להפסיד. זה המסר. הייתה כאן נוכחות, I'll say a few words in English. It was a quite nice participation of world media and also Israeli media. Many people came here. The hall was really full with people. And hi, there is an interest, high interest in this struggle, and it's quite encouraging. And now we're going to escort the people back to Levinsky Park, which is about 5 minutes walk from here. At Levinsky Park there is a big assembly or big demonstration now of thousands of refugees. I just saw it on my way here, and we're going to join them there now. Sigal, you want to say a few words maybe? No? Okay, this time no. Okay, I'm just trying to pick up some people that were here to maybe tell us their impression about this. Try. זהו, אני מצטער לצופנו בעברית, אני ככה הצטרפתי באמצע מסיבת העיתונאים ופתחתי שידור ולא כל כך יכולתי להודיע שהוא מתחיל, לקח קצת זמן, אז החמצתם את החי, אבל כשהשידור הזה ייפסק הוא יהפוך להיות קובץ מוקלט, תוכלו לראות אותו מההתחלה ולראות גם את החלק שהחמצתם, הוא יהיה רק באנגלית כי את העברית לא הספקתי, אבל אני מקווה שתסתדרו. Yeah, so we'll maybe try to make some short interviews with people if they will be ready to speak with us. Now many of them are speaking with some journalists here, and this is good. יש לך דקה אולי? כן. באנגלית בסדר? Whatever. Okay, you wanna, we stream it now live on the internet. You wanna maybe say, I mean, some of the viewers just join us now, maybe to tell us in brief what is the next step, or what was this conference about today?
Thank you for what you give me a chance. What it's going to be from now, the next step is to go to Jerusalem on foot. But I think the government, they didn't give us a permission to go on foot. But we can go even by any means of autobus or transport, and we will be really thousands and thousands of people to there, and we will be in our power, and we never go to the work anymore until we have something like, until we have some solution, and we are really strongly making and to have some solution. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks. Hey. Stop rewarding the dictator. This is good. You know, this is part of the hypocrisy of the Western world. In one way, we stop them from coming to to countries like Israel and countries like Europe. But in the other hand, we're supporting their leaders and their dictatorships, and support, by selling them weapons and arms. And this is the hypocrisy. And they say, at least stop rewarding the dictators and help us. Thank you, guys. You speak English, maybe?
כן, אבל we need to speak by Hebrew.
אתה רוצה בעברית? יאללה, בעברית. מאיפה אתה?
אני באריתריאה.
אריתריאה, וגם אתה. ומה אתם אומרים בעצם? מה?
דיקטטור לקח כסף מכל האנשים, אנחנו בררנו במצבה, אנחנו קשה בשם, קשה שם, 30 שנים, כל החיים שלנו במצבה, הממשלה הזאת, הממשלה של הדיקטטוריה, 24 שנה כבר בממשלה, לא עושה בחירות, עושה לנו חיים קשים, עושה לנו צבא 25 שנה, לא לסוף, לא לשחרר, כמעט ב-67, בגיל ב-67 אדם אפשר ללכת לצבא, עדיין אפשר אבא שלנו. ממש עובדים חיים קשה, בגללו הממשלה של ישראל לעזור לדיקטטורה, לקבל אותנו שאנחנו באמת שפליט, ולבדוק מה באוויר שיש בדיוק מהממשלה באריתריאה.
אז הציפייה היא שלפחות לא יעזרו לו כדי שתוכלו...
לפחות שלא יעזרו לו, שיחזרו אותנו ויחתוך אותנו.
אוקיי, תודה. איך קוראים לך? עמנואל. תודה, עמנואל. תודה לך. אוקיי. Well, our expectation is, at least don't support our leader if you want us to go back to our countries, because what you're doing is not helping us. It's just disturbing and perpetuating this dictator in his place, in his position. Let's see if we can find someone else that is ready to, well, we'll try with this guy. Hold on for a second. Okay, it's live on the internet. People are watching.
Okay.
What's your name?
Zamrit.
Zamrit. From? Eritrea. Something that you want to say about your struggle, about this press conference?
We want to convey three messages to the Israeli government to stop arresting our people, to take out immediately our prisoners people, and to see one by one our asylum requests.
Okay.
So if they can't do that, we ask the government to hand us to the United Nations and the international community, and we don't have nothing to lose by incitement and anti-African refugees.
Did you get any response to yesterday's, yesterday demonstrations? You went into the foreign embassies trying to ask them for help. Anyone responded? Anyone answered you?
Not yet. We're waiting for our day in American embassy. We handed in our message. They told us they will ask the Washington, and they will measure the government. They said that they know the problem, they know what's going on, but I don't know what they are waiting for. We will not stop this until we will be free.
Yeah. And maybe a message to the, not to the Israeli government, but to the people in the streets that,
Israeli public?
Yeah.
we love Israeli public. We are not the enemy of the people. We need to say that they don't need to afraid from us. We are not criminals. We are human beings like them, and we respect the rule of law. We see how it's going, the crowds with politeness, and everything is going without violence for the last 2 days, with the commitment of and help from Israeli police and the Israeli public. But the attack coming from the government is only a lie that we can say.
And I understand that the next step is walking or going tomorrow to Jerusalem, thousands of people?
Our people are now assembling in the Levinsky Park.
Yeah.
What the next steps in assessing what the results of the last 2 days. And we're not sure if the police will allow us to march to Jerusalem tomorrow.
Yeah.
But we're still in process.
Yeah, and I want to ask you another question, maybe the last one. You know, you're probably talking with the people, I mean with the refugees people. How do they feel in the last 3 days? You know, it's quite challenging to lose your work, to struggle, to demonstrate. How is the mood? How is the atmosphere of the people? What do they feel?
The people are united. Everybody, whatever from country, Sudan, Eritrea, Ethiopia, Central Africa, Congo, we are all united. And this is against humanity, and we are fighting for our dignity. So it's the final stage now, and we don't care what's going to happen, because it's final stage and everybody is supporting it. And we are demanding the international community, the United Nations, even Israeli government said yesterday, even though you are in the street, we're going to expel you. We don't care about their statements, but we're going to do it by anyway. The world is watching us.
Thank you, man. Thank you very much. Okay. I'll tell you, it's history, but it's for 2 pages. One in Israel and one in international. One is called Revolutionaries. Activists all over the world. More than 150,000 people are registered, and millions of independent activists. Okay. You want to talk with us, maybe? Okay. Sorry?
If you got time.
Yeah, I got a lot of time. Where are you from?
I'm from Sudan.
Okay. And what's your name?
My name is Isa Hussein. I'm 25 years old.
Okay.
So I got here in Israel 2008. So I spent like 6 months in prison since I submit for asylum. It's not yet responded. So I got released after 6 months in Beersheba. Then I got no help anywhere, but to go and take care of myself. So I got to work, to pay for house rent, to pay for my health care. There's no way even for vacation. And yeah, I was living like that. So recently, there is a great danger that Israel authorities are, although they don't respond for our asylum request, but they are kidnapping, organizable kidnapping people, putting them in a prison and turning them back to where they escape to save their life. So now we are all in risk as an African refugees here in Israel. Yet we are not recognized by the state that we are refugees to get some rights. But what brings us together is the fear that our brothers before us have been, taken to the prison and they were deported back. And it's automatically, if you was there, you was to be killed in Sudan, for example, or in Eritrea. If you come back, for us as Darfurian, if you are coming back from Israel, automatically you got no question, but you are going to be sentenced to death. And yeah, they deport a lot of people, and so we are here gathering to tell to the Israel public and authorities that we are not here for the work. Now we have 3 days, I mean, walk street, in moving around to tell to everybody that we are refugees. They're supposed to answer our demands. So they don't have to take people in the past. If we are all the same and in the same case, we are here wanting some safety. They don't have to take part of the people and leave the part. So our time also is coming, those who are here, that we will be deported back the same as our brothers before. So we want them to stop deporting people back, because that means they are giving hand to those genociders to kill these people after even they survive.
Yeah,
So,
could you tell us maybe a bit about what's happening now in Darfur? I mean, some people are, not familiar with the situation.
well, what is happening in Darfur? In Darfur since 2003, there is urban genocide, an ongoing genocide for more than decades now, more than 11 years, and it's still going on. So more than 600,000 people have been killed, and now all of the people around Darfur, Nuba Mountain and Blue Nile, are in IDP camps, internal displaced camps. There is a hard post from United Nations and African Union. They can't even able to protect themselves, instead to protect the civilians, those who are there. So we escaped from there to save our lives, and we're bound to be here in Israel, and Israel again deporting us back to where we escaped the hell of ongoing genocide. So that's why we are gathering here, that Israel's authorities will stop deporting these people back, deporting us back, or putting us in prison. We don't care to be in prison. So it's quietly peaceful, and we are just demanding that we are refugees. If they are checking for our requests individually, who they don't accept as refugees, let them hand to International Red Cross or UNHCR, let him find. Instead, to keep people in a prison and deporting them back to where they are automatically facing sentences of death.
Yeah, and we should maybe just add that technically they're not directly deporting them, because Israel cannot do that, but what they do is putting a lot of pressure on them until they and make them sign that they leave from their free will. Of course, it's not a free will because it's a lot of pressure, and then they send them to a third country, but still it's dangerous and it's inappropriate, right?
Well, that's what Israel lying. Yeah. That's a big lie, because they are taking people directly, arresting them. If you went to renew your visa, for which we have for 3 months, so the Minister of Interior is not going to give you a new visa, then immigration authorities are outside there waiting you. They will arrest you, put you in prison, and put a lot of pressure on you. If you are not going back, you are going to stay here in a prison for all time. Yeah. So then, even if you want, if it is your will or against your will, it's automatically against your will, because nobody can accept to go where he will be killed.
That's right. And let's say free will, for free will you have to be free. When you are not free, when you are jailed, then your free will is not free, right?
Absolutely. They are not going in they are not accepting to go back, but there is a lot of pressure and they got no choice. Yeah. So even if by force, because it's happening during the time they are in prison, so it's absolutely unacceptable that people escape from the genocide, from where they are looking for the safety, for protection, then they are now taking them back again to where they will be killed. So if Israel, a genocide survivor, grandsons, if they want to give hands to those genociders to kill people, then stop taking them back and handing them to the government of their states where they are already killing them. Just kill them by yourself. If not, then please stop doing that, because Israel will not lose anything if giving protection to these migrants, more than having a great benefit. We are not here for war, but we have no choice because there is nowhere to eat. We can't go and steal. We can't go and take somebody's food by force. But we got power. We have to work and take care of ourselves. Since the state is not taking care of that, as we are refugees, there's not giving chance to NGOs to take care of these refugees. He created this kind of situation that will look like migrant workers, like slaves already, you can say. Because you are just going to work, they will pay you whatever they want to pay, then you are going to lose with housing. There's no left for health care or education even. Our children who are born here, child has got right wherever he born to receive a birth certificate, but here in Israel we got none. So that doesn't matter. What we want all is just we are not being killed around here. But what gives us fear is deporting us back to where we will be killed. So we want them to stop it. We want them to recognize us as refugees or criminals. We don't have to stay in this terrible situation.
Thank you, my friend. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Okay. So, yep. We're about to finish here. What we did now is just took some interviews with people after the press conference was just finished. Yeah. Oh, we'll try to maybe speak with Sumaya Nedey, a leader, Sudanese leader. I'll try to see if she can speak with us a bit. לצופנו בעברית, שהם הרוב אני מניח. אנחנו ככה, בגלל שאנחנו רוצים שגם אנשים שלא דוברים עברית, כמו הסודנים עצמם והאריתראים, הפליטים, יבינו אותנו, אנחנו מנהלים את זה לא באנגלית, לא בעברית, אלא גם באנגלית, וגם כי יש לנו צופים לא רק מהארץ, נושא שמעורר עניין. אנחנו ננסה רק לראיין עוד מישהי. Sumaya, hi, can I have a few words with you maybe? I'm broadcasting it now live to the internet and people are watching and we just made some interviews. Should be short? No? You're tired? Okay. Okay. Thanks. Not everybody are willing to. Yeah, so I guess we're about to end it now. Yeah. Oh, sorry. התקעתי למשיקות. We'll try to find another person to speak with us, maybe. My friend, hey, can you read English? English? I'm doing some live interviews to the internet now, and people are watching. Can I ask you a few words? Oh, you're in the middle of. Sorry. No, just when I finish, I come back. Yeah, okay, I'm here. Thanks. Okay. So. אז אולי בינתיים, let me try to ask this guy, just a second. Hi. Are you in the middle of something? I'm doing some live interviews in the internet now from some activist channels. Can I ask you a few questions? Yeah, sure. I know you're tired from all these press conference. What's your name?
Mutasimali.
Mutasimali? Yeah. And you're from?
I'm from Darfur.
Darfur. Yeah. You want to tell us a bit about, I mean, how do you feel about, the struggle these last days after 3 days of strike and all these last weeks with the...
I really feel very hopeful and, I have the strength and the people gave me, like a passion, to work hard. And I believe that we will achieve our goal because people are really, all of them are standing together. I haven't seen anything like this before. It's an impressive. Thousands of people, over 20,000 people, they're coming together and all of them are, for the same goal. I think something that is incredible, really.
Did you expect so many people to accept this, I don't know how to call it, this offer to strike? Because they have a lot of things to risk. They have very little and they risk this little.
But the thing is, I understood the feeling of people when the first demonstration, a lot of people came, and then we read the people, we listen to them, we've seen them, and they say, look, we don't want to work anymore, we need to put an end to this. And that's why we've decided to having a strike. People don't care that much about the work, because it's about your humanity, about your dignity, and about respect, to find, to find a solution for yourself, to be treated as a human being first, and then work. So work doesn't matter for them. What matters for them is how to be treated as a human being, how to check your claim, how they recognize you in this country.
Okay, and are you optimistic about the
I'm not really very optimistic about Israeli government policies, but anyways, we will not end this because I'm really I'm personally optimistic, but not about expecting something really good from Israeli government, but optimistic about the poor of the people, and we are keeping up until we find a solution for this.
And do you keep connection with the people that are jailed now in Cholot, in Saronim?
In Saronim now, striking now, the hunger strike.
For how many days?
I don't know, like us, exactly like we are striking now, and we don't know what it will end. But they say that we will not break the strike until they find a solution to the situation.
So people that are jailed in Saronim, which is the closed jail, there is also what they call an open jail, not that it's so open. And in both of these jails, people are striking now.
What I know, and I'm very sure about it, those who are Saronim are striking, but Cholot, no, like they want to strike, but we tell them, no, don't do that, because you're already in prison, you don't have to do it. But anyways, they're not striking for now, but they can strike at any time, because that's the situation now.
And when you're talking to them, what do they feel about your struggle here in the streets?
And they support us, and they say, if you want us to do anything here, we can stand beside you.
Okay, and I want to ask you something, because some of our viewers are watching us not from Israel but from abroad. Is there anything that activists around the world can do to help you, to support you?
We really need international help. We need international people to help us, because we need, like in Israel, we're done with Israel. So we're asking help from all over the world, and that's what we're waiting for, and that's what we're working for. I don't know what will, we know that we have many people all over the world supporting us, but something really incredible.
Thanks, man.
Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Okay. So, we'll try to also have an interview in Hebrew with somebody soon. I'll try, I'm not promising. And to those who joined us now or recently, we were broadcasting live from the community center, one of the community centers of the refugees community in Tel Aviv. They were holding a press conference to announce their demands and to announce their next steps in this struggle, this inspiring struggle. They're struggling for a few weeks already. It was started a few weeks ago with two marches for freedom from the open jail of Cholot. Prisoners there were marching out of the jail in the hours they are allowed to go out, and they didn't return to the next head count, and they just marched all the way to Jerusalem for 3 days to protest for freedom and for recognition as refugees. It was ended in a demonstration in front of the Prime Minister's office and in front of the Israeli Parliament, the Knesset, and then in the end of this demonstration in front of the Knesset, they were all arrested by the immigration police and were taken back to the jail. And not only to the jail, they were actually trialed, and some of them were moved from this new, what Israel is calling open jail, into the old traditional closed jail of Saronim. It didn't scare other group in Cholot to follow this first march. In the second march, they went out and started to march, but then after very few hours of marching, when they were yet still close to the detention center, they were brutally and violently arrested, and were taken back to the jail. Still, it didn't stop the people here in Tel Aviv, the big community. They declared, they actually did 2 demonstrations, following demonstration, week after week. These demonstrations were very big demonstrations with a lot of participants marching from Levinsky Park in southern Tel Aviv, from their residential area to the center of Tel Aviv, to make people know about them, the public know about them and their demands and see them. And that's what happened a week after week. Emmanuel? מה העניינים? אני אבי, תגיד, יש מצב, אני ראיינתי פה כמה אנשים, אנחנו בשידור חי באינטרנט, אני יכול כמה מילים איתך בעברית? שאתה גמור מהיפה. בסדר?
זה אינטרנט.
בארץ זה חדר המצב, ויש לנו גם דף בחול שנקרא Revolution News, שרואים אותו הרבה אנשים פעילים מכל העולם. בסדר? אז אתה רוצה, זהו, כולם דיברו איתנו אנגלית, אז אולי משהו גם בעברית, בשביל מי שלא מדבר אנגלית. אתה יכול קצת להגיד איך אתה מרגיש בכמה ימים האלה? אתם עושים דבר גדול, אתם עושים דבר לא פשוט גם. אנשים מסכנים את המעט שיש להם בשביל למחות ובשביל לקבל חופש.
אני אגיד לך, האמת, זה לא היה פשוט, וזה קרה גם מהר, ואני לא גם ציפיתי שזה יקרה. ואנשים, אני לא יודע איך התארגנו ואיך הם באו וזה, ולעזוב את העבודה, ולעשות שביתה ל3 ימים, ומישהו שאתה יודע, עובד ומרוויח מעט כסף, קצת כסף.
שכר מינימום.
שכר מינימום, קצת כסף, ושהוא אנשים שאין להם כסף. עכשיו הם בלי עבודה כמעט 4 ימים, וזה קשה, אבל ההתארגנות הייתה מאוד גדולה, וזה לא רק פה, ויש גם את השביתה
בסהרונים. באילת, אוקיי.
באשדוד, באשקלון, ושל אשדוד מצטרפים לפה, אבל של אשקלון עושים באשקלון. אבל אתה יודע, זו התארגנות מאוד גדולה, ובלי מנהיגים, ובלי...
כן, בזה אתה עונה בעצם למי שטוענים שזה מונהג מבחוץ, ושזה לא...
לאף אחד שהוא מנהיג, כי אתה יודע, זה יצא לבד, כי אף אחד שלא אמר לאחד שתבוא. ופה שראינו אותם גם, שרואים אותם בגינת לוינסקי, 99% אני לא מכיר אותם.
כן.
הם לא מכירים אותי גם. איך אני יכול להכריח אותם בשביל יפסיקו לעבוד, בשביל יצאו להפגנות, אבל זה בלי שום מנהיגים.
תגיד, הופתעת מהגודל של זה, מההצטרפות? למשל ביום שבת, ביום שבת בערב, כשהיה את האספה שבעצם הודיעה שמחר מתחילים שביתה?
באמת שכן, הפתעתי ולא ציפיתי שיהיה כמות של אנשים ככה. אני חשבתי מספרים קטנים, אבל היה מאוד 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 גדול. אבל גם המספרים, אנחנו רואים אותו מספרים, קצת יורדים קצת, אבל אנשים עייפים, יושבים בבית, ונשים עם תינוקות.
היום גם חג, נכון?
היום גם חג, אנשים חוגגים בקריסמס.
כן, צריך להגיד שזה הקריסמס של הנוצרים הקופטים והאורתודוקסים היום, שהוא חל שבוע יותר מאוחר.
אנחנו רואים אותו, אתה יודע, ואנחנו עצובים, ואנחנו במצב קשה, ומדינת ישראל לא מחדשת לנו את הוויזות, ומשטרת ההגירה רודפת אחרינו, וזה קשה לחגוג חג כזה במצב הזה.
כן, ובכל זאת אני חייב להגיד שגם בהפגנות וגם בכל המצעדים היה גם הומור, זאת אומרת, אנשים עם כל הלחץ הזה שאתה מדבר, יש איזה משהו שלא רק עצוב וככה, אתה יודע, נמוך, אלא ראיתי גם שאנשים בכל זאת מחייכים, אנשים לפעמים צוחקים, אנשים...
בדרך כלל הם רואים את הכמויות של אנשים שבאים, שמשתתפים, שהם רואים אנשים שמכינים, כאילו, מהקהילה שמכינים את הרמקולים ויושבים בגינה, מוציאים אישור מהמשטרה, והמשטרה מתנהגת עליהם בצורה מאוד 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 נחמדה.
כן, זה מפתיע קצת אפילו.
כאילו שומרים על הסדר לבד.
כן.
זה באמת, זה גם מרגש, ואנשים בגלל זה הם מחייכים ואומרים, תסתכלו במדינה אחד, יש 2 סוגים, המשטרה מתנהגת כמו בני אדם והממשלה כמו חיות.
כן, אמנואל, כשאתם נתקלים, הרי בסך הכל האירועים האלה קרו במרחב הציבורי, הלכתם בתוך רחובות תל אביב, אתם פוגשים הרבה אזרחים, איזה תגובות אתם מקבלים מהציבור?
יש ישראלים שבאמת, שאתה הולך על הרחוב מדברים שטויות ואנשים באמת גזענים, אבל אנחנו לא מתייחסים אליהם כי אנחנו יודעים את עצמנו, ואנחנו יודעים, אנחנו בני אדם, ואנחנו יודעים מגיע לנו זכויות אדם, ואנחנו לא מתייחסים אליהם, אפילו אם ייכנסו אלינו, אם יקללו אותנו, אבל זה גם עדיין ממשיך וקורה, והם לא יכולים להתבייש להגיד לנו שאנחנו מסתננים ואנחנו גזענים ואנחנו פושעים. ראש הממשלה אומר את זה בעצמו, כי אם ראש הממשלה אומר את זה, הם גם יכולים להגיד. אבל האזרחים הם לא יודעים מה קורה באריתריאה ומה המצב ולמה אנחנו באנו, אבל מדינת ישראל יודעת טוב מאוד, בגלל זה לא יכולה להיגרש אותנו.
מנו, ואולי שאלה אחרונה, רגע, מה היא הייתה? רציתי לשאול אותך, אתה יודע, אני יכול לומר שככה מההיכרות שלי, תושבי דרום תל אביב, רואים בכל הצעדות עכשיו ובכל הדבר הזה משהו שהוא כביכול נגדם. זאת אומרת, יש המון, אני קורא בפייסבוק המון דברים, המון כעס, המון פחד, המון תחושה שהנה עכשיו הם הרימו את הראש, זה רק יהיה, המצב שלנו יהיה רק יותר קשה. מה אתה עונה לאנשים בדרום תל אביב?
אנחנו לא נגד אנשים של דרום תל אביב, אנחנו איתם, הם גם הם חיים במצב קשה. אני רוצה להגיד לתושבי דרום תל אביב, הבעיה הזו לא אנחנו, הבעיה היא הממשלה. בואו נצא ביחד להפגנות שהממשלה תדאג ותטפל בפליטים, ולא יהיה לכם ככה צפוף במקומות האלה, והממשלה תדאג שהיא תעשה משהו. בגלל זה אנחנו איתם, אנחנו לא נגדם, אנחנו חיים איתם יום יום ורואים אותם כל בוקר, ובגלל זה אנחנו איתם, שלא יפחדו. זה לא אנחנו שהמדינה מדברת או אומרת עלינו פושעים ומסתננים, אנחנו מבקשים מקלט בפליטים. תודה.
תודה רבה, עמנואל, תודה, זה חשוב. תודה. Okay, that one was in Hebrew for our Hebrew speakers. If I translate it shortly, I mean not brief it shortly, Emmanuel was speaking about, we're determined. People are, yes, I was surprised to see how many people are joining us to this struggle. I was asking him a bit about what is the reaction of the Israeli public that is watching them, and meeting them marching in the streets and demonstrating. And he was saying that, there are reactions to both sides. Some are supporting and some are condemning, but we don't care about those who condemn us because we are fighting for our rights and people should understand that. Also, we're not too disappointed because if the Prime Minister himself is calling us infiltrators and criminals and cheaters and so on, then, of course some of the citizens would. But we are strong and we know what we're doing and we're going to do it. And my last question was about the people of southern Tel Aviv, of the neighborhoods, the poor neighborhoods of southern Tel Aviv. Most of the refugees, the asylum seekers are living there among them. And it's kind of a burden on this community that is suffering from neglection for many years. And he was saying, I want to deliver a message to these people there. Don't be against us because we are not against you. We're struggling actually the same oppression, and I'm just calling you, let's fight, let's struggle together against this oppression. We are ready to fight together. Let's do it together. Let's call together the police to take, not the police, the government to take care of these neighborhoods and give us all the rights and find solutions that will be just for everybody. Let's do that together instead of fearing from each other or fighting with us. That was it, and I think we're going to end it up now. I was waiting to this person there that want to talk with us, but he's busy. He's occupied now with another interview, and he doesn't seem to finish. So, I'll say some words in Hebrew. אנחנו מסיימים כאן את השידור שלנו, ככה זה נראה, מסיבת עיתונאים מעניינת שהייתה כאן לקהילת מבקשי המקלט, מסיבת עיתונאים שבמהלכה חזרו על הדרישות המאוד פשוטות ומאוד בסיסיות שלהם, לא דרישות מסובכות, לא דרישות שדורשות בעצם ממישהו לעשות משהו, אולי להפסיק לעשות משהו. אל תכלאו אותנו, אל תתייחסו אלינו כאל פולשים, תכלאו אותנו כמו שאמרתי, ותנו לנו הכרה, זה כל מה שאנחנו מבקשים, אל תחסמו. Yeah. Okay. So we're finishing now. Yeah. And just a second.
And they stay there at night time. People sleep there. Oh yes, yeah. Okay. Yes, with the international cover, yeah. Good. Okay, all right. Thank you very much. It's been nice to meet you.
Yeah, we'll take it now for an interview. Just a second.
I won't let you rest. Is it okay for a few more minutes?
No problem. What's your name? Musa. So Musa, you want to speak or?
No problem.
Okay. So we're with Musa from
Central Africa.
Central Africa, and you want to tell us maybe your perspective of I don't know, whatever you want to say. I mean, you know, we just want to hear people.
Actually, we started this struggle, and it is still going on. So we will see what is going to happen. We really have a big hope, and we really demand the Israeli government to do something, you know.
Yeah.
And the international community to really be involved in this struggle.
Yeah.
They have to take the responsibility.
Yeah. Up to now, it doesn't seem that the Minister of Interior or either the Prime Minister of Israel are paying attention to this. I mean, they don't change their policy. They said they're not going to change their policy because of your actions, your steps.
This is what they said, but we still repeat our demands to them that to come to us and make a dialogue and see how to solve this problem. We ask them really to respect the law that the Israel government have signed before. We don't demand them more than that. We demand them to review and check every individual case and really and transparently and fairly, honestly, according to the law that they signed, the international law that they signed. This is only what we ask them. It's no more than that. We also believe that all these people are not, all of them are refugees. So find out who is really refugees and give him his right. And who is not refugee, so then you can find a solution. And I believe that Israel government can do that. It's not really difficult for them to do.
Yeah.
Very few thousand of people. It's not really a big deal. If they really want to solve the issue, it's really easy to do so. So I still have a hope.
Yeah. And I want to ask you about, I mean, do you have any message to the Israeli public, not the government, you know, the public?
And the Israeli public, they really heard a lot of bad things on us. I mean, negative things, like we are violent, we are criminal, we are bad people, we come here just to seek for job. But what I want them to understand is that this is all not true, really. We are not violent people. We demonstrated like 3 weeks now. And we haven't broke any law, we haven't committed any kind of violence. And since we are in Israel, we never heard that any African asylum seeker have committed like crime that is really grave, like this, that is really grave, you know.
Yeah.
Abusive, like terrorism, for example, like really selling drugs or something. We never heard any asylum seeker involved in this kind of crime, so they don't have to afraid of us, you know. Yeah, so they don't have to afraid of us, and we really thank them so much to come and assist us and remind their government that they also, Israeli people, have passed in the same situation in their history. So we really come, now we are having the same situation that they have before, so they don't have to afraid of us. They really have to be proud that they are a strong nation and they build themselves and they provide good life and protection to the vulnerable people. This is what we really want to let them know. Yeah.
I want to ask you maybe, you know, more personal question about your feelings in these last days. Like, were you surprised in one stage? Something that, how did you feel? I mean, you know, when you saw all these people that are accepting your, you know, they came, they joined the strike, they went to the assemblies, they went with you to the demonstrations. How do you feel when?
This really tells me how like desperate people are, because they are ready to do anything. They are ready to conduct this struggle. I'm not the leader of them, for example. I don't lead anyone. I don't go and knock the door of anyone and tell him, come and demonstrate. If some people just heard that people are demonstrating and striking, just strike and join them. The same with me too. So I see how determined people and how desperate they are. And I see that they are really ready to fight the last second, you know, to get what they want.
Yeah. So it makes you personally feel more hopeful, or?
Yeah. It makes me really feel hope. Yeah. It makes me really feel that there is a positive thing will come.
Okay. Thanks, man, and good luck. Thank you. Okay. So now we're really gonna end here. Thanks for watching us, and now as soon as we shut it off, you'll be able to see the recorded files. You should go to this channel and check for the former files as well, because I think that there were 1 or 2 disconnections in the live broadcasting, and then if you want to see the whole conference, you should look for the former files, not only the last one that will be automatically presented. Thanks a lot, תודה רבה לצופינו בעברית, באנגלית, בכל השפות, מכל המקומות. מסיבת עיתונאים חשובה, ושוב, צריך לפתוח את הלב ואת האוזניים ולשמוע את הדברים כהווייתם, ולא דרך תעמולת בנימין נתניהו, גדעון סער ושאר האנשים שיש להם אג'נדה, והאג'נדה היא מאוד, לא צריך, אני מניח שאני לא מגלה לכם את אמריקה, היא לא לעניין במילים עדינות. תודה רבה שצפיתם בנו, זהו, שיהיה לנו יום נעים וצודק, ביי.